Hello, hello, and hello. Happy 2025, friends. Okay, so lots and lots of amazing holidays. I feel like it's an important thing when you haven't been together in a little while to catch up, kind of like the first day back to work. Hello, Miss T. I'm so glad you're here from the grocery store, even. Um, Check for avocados. I'm having trouble finding them unless they're very expensive. I'm just saying. Thanks for tuning in live from there. I am so glad to have Freddie here. The light just turned off. I'm not sure why. Tell us where you are coming in from, and let me share a couple of wonderful things for me with you. First off, this fantastic guy. We have put on our brightest, absolute most incredible yellows that we could. Hawaiian shirt for the win, my Freddie there. Happy New Year to you, Freddie. I know that you are excited to be having a lot of birthdays this week, right? It's a lot. You can go ahead and nod, Fred. Steph, I'm so glad that you're here as well. Hey, Adam was guessing Wednesday for the launch. So if we show up, I hope you have breakfast ready. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I think it would be very hospitable of you to welcome us to your home unannounced when they go ahead and launch the rocket ship. So, Eva, hello. I am so glad you're here as well. Tomorrow's Freddie's birthday. Let me tell you about this week and birthdays, my friend. But just before we do that, I want to set some intentions. So I've done an amazing holiday season with Fred and all our friends and family, and I am moving into the new year with all kinds of wonderful new intentions. And one of them that I'm going to do, I'm going to just light this candle because it smells so good. I tested it a little earlier. This was a gift from Jeff and Jen. It's called Wild Fern Balsam, right? So I'm just going to do that. Now, paper crafters don't necessarily always have candles burning, and that's already scaring me. I'm going to trim the wick and try that again. All right, let's do that. But I feel like what I've learned over this very incredible holiday season is that I am frozen. Fred, am I frozen? I don't know what to do if I'm frozen. Okay, setting the intention. Let me go back to one camera. Is anything happening then, Fred? It is. So, okay, Fred said that I was frozen and now I'm not frozen. So hopefully I'm not. I'm glad that you're here. Setting the intention with this candle here. And I'm going to put this over in a safe zone. You may notice a lot of blank space. A lot of blank space. And a lot of blank space is on purpose because I wanted to set ourselves up for really good things coming into the new year. And first, I'm going to start by talking about all the birthdays happening in my life. Would love to hear. Ashley, hello. I'm going to talk about a birthday that's in Ashley's life in just a second here. But I would love to hear if you guys have birthdays coming up as well. So in the chat, feel free to tell me who in your family might be having birthdays. Eva's dad just had an amazing one, and their family is doing a big family event on Saturday, I think it is. So let me tell you. So today, 6th of January, Fred took his good friend Popper out for lunch today. We are so extra grateful because Popper had an incredible health team that helped him get through not only a COVID scare, but an absolute difficulty health-wise. Was in ICU for, I think it was actually multiple weeks, but he is home and he is well. And Fred got to take him out for lunch today because today is Popper's birthday. I like to think of Fred and his friend Popper, who his name is Kevin, but we call him Popper because he drinks a 2-liter bottle of pop like a circus trick. Not anymore though, maybe. Anyway, so Kevin's birthday today. So Fred went to pick him up. They went and had a guy's lunch, and I call them birthday twins because tomorrow is Fred's birthday. But before we get there, 16 years ago today, Ashley, do you remember what we were doing? I was holding my brand new grandson, and Fred and I. So when Ashley was expecting baby Jessie, she went to the hospital knowing that the baby was coming, and they told us when we got there, because she was in Montreal, we had to wait for a flight and all kinds of stuff. She waited, crossed her legs and waited for her daddy, for Fred to get there so that he could catch the football. And it was an incredible thing because I'm not a biological mother. So this was my first experience for a biological birth. I've got my beautiful daughter, Ashley, my beautiful son, Jeffrey. they're friends from a previous life. And so they came into my life as a shake and bake family. So this was a really incredible day for me 16 years ago and remains one of my favorite days. And I can't believe he's driving. How did that happen? The days are long, but the years are short, my friends. So part of my intention today is to be able to slow us down just a little bit and recognize all these amazing things that are happening. So tomorrow is Fred's birthday. It's not a particularly, not one of those big numbers that you round out and do big parties for. So we're just staying home and having some steaks, but there's lots of festivities. Lori made us a beautiful Greek dinner last night to kick the week off. So Fred's birthday tomorrow. Then fast forward, on Thursday is Colby's birthday. Now, if you've ever thought my family is a little bit of a mixed bag, you are right. It is. So Colby is Sydney's beau of, gosh, it's 4 years, I think now. It's just flabbergasts me. So Colby's birthday is on Thursday. Sydney's our niece, our honorary niece. Colby's birthday, and Colby's a twin. So of course, when you're a twin, it's also Rihanna's birthday on Thursday. And then on Sunday, we are going over to our best friend's home and celebrating Eric's birthday. Eric, you didn't answer the phone when I called you just a little while ago. It's fine. I saw you text me back. Don't worry. We'll talk later. So Eric on Sunday. And then I feel like there's more. Oh, yes. Jeffrey's birthday. So our son's birthday. So I've always had this life where Ashley started us off on the birthday thing. She's December 17th. As you guys may have heard, she and Fred went to Hawaii to celebrate her 40th, 40, or is it 40 when I'm on camera? 40th, her 40th. They had an amazing time in Hawaii. And then we go through the different birthdays all the way through my family until my mom, who is February 8th. And it doesn't stop. It's just a full on season. So hey, so Roger, I'm seeing Kim, has the birthday the day after Fred. So that would be Popper, Fred, and Roger. I think I saw, Claude, that your niece's birthday was this past weekend. Is that what I saw there as well? Yesterday. So Jesse and Amelia have the same birthday there. That's amazing. Birthdays are something that I love. I feel like you can call me a birthday princess and it would be accurate. In fact, if I had a little crown, I would put it on now. Look how pretty my nails are today, friends. So the birthday things are one amazing thing to celebrate. And we're usually pretty good at remembering in my family and my circle of friends of remembering birthdays and getting messages out there and knowing. I know Steph Jackson just turned into a teenager last year. My mind is blown at that, all these kind of great things. But what I want to talk about today, and something that I've created that's going to be brand new and going through it this year as well, is when it's not a specific event. In fact, this is what stopped me. I was listening to an interview. The book is about regrets. And I regret to inform you, I cannot remember. Oh, I can get one of Lori's birthday tears. I cannot remember who the author is, but I will look it up and I will put it in the show notes. And he's written this book about regret, which when I tuned into the interview, I thought, I don't really have any one of my, I don't have a regret per se, as I'm not really a regret-filled person, but actually he did this incredible amount of studying and learned that there's different forms of regret, and that regret really can be a fuel to help us know if there was something that we missed out on, how to go ahead and prevent that in the future. So he's talking about regret as being a really cool tool. And the thing that there was a whole section of regret, a category of regret that people had about not reaching out. And not reaching out when you think about somebody for no reason whatsoever. Sometimes you just have them come into your mind, or maybe you see somebody you went to school with and it reminds you of somebody else as well. Whatever those things are. Well, Fred and I had a friend who we lost just day before yesterday to a heart attack. And one of Fred's contemporaries, so a young man, in my opinion, and we were very sad to get the news that he had died of a heart attack. And I know that sometimes there are just things in health that we don't see coming, and that just takes you away. And so I was listening to this conversation about regret, and in the interview, he said this kind of a rhyming couplet that really got to me, and I wrote it down over here. You guys know me; I'm very analog. Wrote it down, and he said, if you think about, reach out. So when you think about somebody, reach out to them. And we all can text each other in a heartbeat, which is great if that's what you can do. But a phone call, my goodness, it's an amazing thing. My good friend Liam and Paige, they just came onto my heart one day when I was driving home from my mom's last week. And I thought, I'm in the car, I'm by myself. I might as well just give them a quick call. I'm not going to text while I'm driving. I know some people do. A little bit of judgment. That's what this face is. But so I thought I'd call him. So I just used the dashboard, went ahead and gave him a call, got his voicemail. And in his voicemail, I said, hey, you were just on my heart. And I was thinking about you and I'd love to see you and Paige and the boys, yada, yada, yada. That was just a simple message like that. When we connected later, he told me how meaningful that was. And I thought, you know what? The reason that I did that was I heard that author say, if you think about them, if you think about, reach out. And I thought, I'm a card maker, for heaven's sakes. I think about people all the time. There must be ways that I can create systems in my life that when I think about somebody, I can have a card and just send it out to them in a really easy way. And you'd think as a card maker, maybe I do that. Maybe I would already have a system, but I don't. I kind of make cards on demand. Like I said, with Colby and Rihanna's birthday coming up this week, guess when I'm making their card? Today. So it's not like because I make cards, I'm so organized. Some people are, but I'm not naturally. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you something that I've created to help you if you are going to make cards with some easy to have on hand inspirational quotes or sayings. And I think you're going to really like how they come together and make life something that you can have stuff and go ahead and make cards and insert a sentiment into it at a later time when you're ready to send it out. So you can have some in your stash. Or if you're making one quickly, like you have a situation where maybe a condolence card, or maybe somebody just got a promotion at work, so a congratulatory card can go out. This is a neat way to not have to write a novel yourself. The pressure is taken off of you because some of these neat sayings are inspirational on their own. So I'm going to show you that digital download tonight. Lots of cool stuff. But before we do, I have some announcements to make. And the first announcement that I'd love to make is, I'll put this on the bottom of the screen here. Friends, I set the goal of having 200 YouTube subscribers on this, my baby brand new channel. I set the goal to have 200 subscribers by Christmas. And I can't remember, was it the 23rd, Fred, or the 24th, Christmas Eve? It was, I think it might have been Christmas Eve. Does that sound right? Fred's not nodding or anything, so I can't tell. Here, we're putting him back on screen. Fred, where are you? Was it the 24th? Christmas Eve? The 20th? Okay, so it was before Christmas. But Fred, you can attest to the fact that I reached my goal of 200 subscribers by Christmas Eve. And in fact, today, friends, 211 and counting. So thank you. If you're not already a subscriber, join the growing club of cool kids over here and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am having a ton of fun. In some of the announcements that I wanted to share with you today is this one. So this is not too new. I've just brushed it up a little bit as I was doing some strategy here. This is the banner that you'd see when you go to my YouTube channel. You can see that my live streams on Mondays are scheduled on that. And I've sort of tightened up what I'm doing and why I'm creating cards. So I create cards that spark joy and build connection. So thinking about that, if you think about, reach out, that's important. That means that this year I have a plan. And if you fail to plan, shame on you, something like that. Somebody put that in the chat. There's a whole saying about planning, but I have a plan that my weekly videos will come out every Thursday. So those videos are going to be ones that I film here in my studio on my own, edit, and then upload to YouTube. So we'll have this live stream every Monday. Ooh, Fred says the 22nd. Okay. We'll have this live stream every Monday like we do. We will enhance what I've been doing. And now every Thursday, there will also be a weekly video. I think, Laura, your birthday card is featured in the one coming up this Thursday, which I'm excited for. So we'll have that. That's a lot of fun to be able to do. And of course, I have said to guys that commenting, liking, and sharing are the 3 love languages of YouTube. When YouTube sees you doing that, it knows that the content has been experienced by somebody who has enjoyed it to some level, that they could leave a comment, that they might share it, or that they would like it. Those are all really, really important things. So when you see those videos come out, the edited videos will be, I think, kind of 10 to 20 minutes is going to be what the format is. Doesn't mean some won't be longer and some won't be shorter, but that's sort of the sweet spot that I'm going for and this learning journey of being a YouTuber. So those will be out on Thursdays. And then today, something very exciting that we're going to do and talk about are these digital downloads that we have. So in those little circles, you'll see are some of the little tiny peeks at the digital downloads that I'm creating. And on my website, you'll see a new page that's coming up. So free digital downloads. And I don't know if you can see because this is tiny here, but the printable inspiration inserts that we're going to do tonight will be available there tomorrow for free. And then if you're with Sydney and I just before Christmas, we did a live stream where we made beautiful gift tags to go with homemade dog treats that we gave to our friends and family. Many people have asked for the recipe for those baked dog treats, so I'm putting the recipe up as well. There'll be PDFs that you can download and enjoy yourself as well. So those are the new things coming. And before we race into a little bit of insight here, I do have to share this. So not only did I achieve my goal of 200 YouTube subscribers and surpass that, but I did 24 videos of card tutorials in 24 days. And I'm telling you, my friends, I'm not doing that next year. It was hard. It was so hard. I can't even tell you. I thought that I was really well ahead of the game. I started filming in October. I thought I got everything right, but then as it turned out, I had some issues with some spotty internet. So when I was filming, I had things that I just had to edit out, which made life really difficult. And did I mention I'm new at this and don't really know what I'm doing yet? So that made life difficult for sure. And I learned a lot, but what I learned is helping me decide and know why I'm going to do a video every week on the Thursdays, why the live streams are going to remain on my Monday nights because they're one of my favorite things, how I can adjust shadows on the go with lights as we're going here, because I just realized I think I have a big shadow on behind me, but that could just be that the wall is blank and there's no Christmas decorations. We don't know. So those are some amazing things. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, liking, and doing all of that kind of great stuff as well too. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for joining me tonight. And one of the things that I did as I was business planning for this year, because many of you know I was laid off last summer and I took the summer to understand and think about what I could do. One of my friends at Goldman Sachs had sent me some research about the creator economy, which being a YouTuber is squarely inside the creator economy. And I decided that I would in September come full time into doing this as my business. So there'll be lots of different ways that I earn what used to be my JOB income that will be kind of new for me here. One of them being YouTube. My next goal that I'm setting, I'll declare for all of you to know, is my 500 YouTube subscribers. That's the minimum that YouTube requires before they can invite you into their paid partner program. So YouTube doesn't pay for my content or my ads or anything like that at this point. I'm just doing this to earn the right. The other thing is watch hours. I think it's 4,000 is what I've seen. So I'm moving up in the number of hours that people have watched and consumed my content. Once you hit that threshold, they invite you into their paid partner program, which is a big part of my strategy this year. So I've got to make this goal come true. And my keen hope, absolutely, big, hairy, audacious goal here is that I can do it by my birthday, which is the very end of March. Now that could be aggressive because I'm not in control of people being subscribers or who watches what, but I am going to do everything I can to get amazing content out there. And part of getting amazing content really is understanding what I do that is different, unique, and special compared to other people who are in this category and leveraging that insight by creating something really engaging. So my conversation with you tonight, and I wish I brought a glass of water up here. My goodness, I'm doing a lot of talking, but I am telling you that I am so very excited to realize that some of my uniqueness that I can bring in here is from my 28 years as a sales professional. Now, as a sales professional, I have been wildly successful. I just glanced up behind me right here. That's one of the first awards I ever won as a sales professional. And once I hit the ground running, I didn't stop winning awards. I have had immense blessings and success in my sales career. One of the reasons that I would say that that has happened is that I understand how to see and value people and build relationships with them. Well, what are we talking about if we're sending out cards to people that we want to inspire or celebrate if it's not being able to build those relationships out? So as a card maker, sure, I'm going to make cards and I'm going to show you new tools and I'm going to show you crafty tips and tricks that I do, but also I'm going to be helping you understand how the relationships that you build and what that community looks like for you. My goodness, the very first product that I have created as Creating Sherry is a handmade card swap. We did one with the Paper Crafters Workshop in Stouffville, Ontario. We had more than 40 people come into and be part of the card swap. And even in the face of the Canada Post strike, we had the most incredible time and really beautiful feedback. I will forever be grateful to Sherry and the Paper Crafters Workshop team for believing in my vision and for helping me bring it to reality. I cannot wait to announce our next one that's going to be coming up, and some really special things happening in this spring with that as well. So, okay. I haven't seen anything in the comments for a minute here, so I'm just going to ask anybody who's watching anything to just comment so that I can see that the comments are working, because we have a new tech setup here as well today. And there's a 50-foot cable running from my basement to the third floor of my house. So I'm not entirely sure that I'm absolutely seeing everything in real time as it is. So I'm going to put a comment in. I'm just going to say hi and see if that shows up. But I would appreciate if any one of you could also put a comment in. Ashley, thank you. So excited. Okay, ahoy. I'm so glad. Okay, so it's working. Okay, so when I created my own personal little Venn diagram of creating cards, that's what I love to do. Building relationships, that's what I am really strong at doing and have 28 years of very high performing success doing that. Hi, Lisa. I'm so glad you're here. Lisa, I was thinking you could help me with all the blankness of my clean new office as well. So I will plant that seed with you. But then also something that's become very important to me, those of you that know me personally may know that I had my own personal life and death journey and became critically ill and was actually at the very beginning told we had hours left to live. And I am glad to be living proof that that's not the result that we were looking for at that time. But wellness is crazy important to me. Crazy important to me because my wellness was taken away by a virus very quickly that attacked my heart, left me staring into my best friends and family's eyes with question marks of I didn't know if I was going to be here. In very short order of being told that I was death was not imminent, but that I was still dying, I was asked to sign what do we call it in Canada? Medical assistance in dying forms, which is human euthanasia. I was asked to sign transplant for organs. If my organs failed, could I accept transplants? And then, of course, I've always been a donor in my life. So reaffirming that if I died, I would donate anything that was salvageable, all of those things. It was very, very stressful to be I think I was 45 at the time that it happened. And I had an incredible cardiologist who came alongside me and recognized everything about what we needed to do to become very well. And last year, I sat down with him and I said, now that we know that I'm well, what does vitality look like? And he asked me for a couple days to think about it because cardiologists work with a lot of patients who are very near death all the time. It's not really a normal question they're asking. They're asking how to survive. I'm asking how to thrive. And so a couple days later, he came back to me and the answer was that he felt one of the things that is in my control would be to lose 50 pounds. So I'm 36 of those pounds down. And I'll tell you, I feel like $1,000,000. And having lost those 36 pounds, I've renewed my efforts to get down to the final goal and to keep it going. He was incredible when he explained this to me and said, it doesn't matter if it takes 5 months or 5 years. It just matters that you never gain an ounce back. So over Christmas, I indulged in everything I even made a list of what to indulge in. And I'm telling you, shortbread topped it. Eggnog was right there. Alcohol was high on that list. I indulged in everything and I have zero regrets. I loved everything about it, but I'm right back where I am doing my walks. I swim lanes every Friday with Eric, so help me God. And I am kind of a ketogenic diet or looking at really low carbs and finding great vegetables and great proteins. So I'm definitely going to lose the rest of that weight and continue to seek vitality. Now, the reason I mention that is that, remember I said the Venn diagram, creating my cards, okay, think of that circle. Creating my cards is something I love to do. Building relationships and helping people understand how to make solid connections that have authenticity and trust built right into them is my superpower. I've done it for 28 years as a professional salesperson that's award-winning. I can't even tell you the millions and millions and millions of dollars that I've sold. And then that third part of the Venn diagram is wellness. And so this year, what I strive to do with all of the content that I'm putting out there is bring those three pieces together so that you can benefit from the thinking of somebody who focuses on wellness, focuses on relationships and community, and focuses on the fun of crafting and creativity. So I thought that this evening, the first live streamer that I'm doing this year, my first sort of day back to work, like maybe many of you as well, I wanted to bring you some evidence-backed, so 3 really scientific points here about why crafting or creating really improves mental health. Now, you guys know I love to write my books here, but I actually printed this out because I want to get it right. So something that's important to me is triangulating information. You know, when you hear something, I kind of want to know, is it real, right? I mean, there's lots of fake news that happens out there. So understanding if something is real is really important to me. And then understanding how they came to this. I mentioned the gentleman that wrote the book, I mentioned the book about regrets, and is saying, think about, reach out. Well, the research that he did was incredible. Many universities, a very high caliber. The size of his study was important. So what I have pulled together are 3 points that I wanted to share to kick off the new year with you. And then I'm going to show you our craft for tonight. And I'm going to read a little bit of it so that you can see the science that's behind that. So three evidence-based reasons that crafting, making cards, or being creative improve your mental health specifically. So the first one may be pretty obvious. It reduces stress and it promotes relaxation. And I think that's great because most people do something creative as a hobby. Some of us get to enjoy it for our work as well too, but generally speaking, we seek hobbies that make us happy. Happy allows us to relax more. Happy allows us to reduce our stress. So reducing your stress by being a creator and creating things is important. But I actually want to go through a couple of these things. So number one, it reduces cortisol levels. That's the hormone that's associated with stress, right? When we have really high cortisol, that's stressful things that are happening. Not all stress is bad, but stress is actually a toxin. I know that from my heart failure that stress truly can change your whole biological engine as the machine we are. So there was an article, a study was published in the Journal of American Art Therapy, and it found that just 45 minutes of creative activity, any creative activity, whatever you deem as creative activity. If you like to cook, that's your creative activity. If you like to crochet, that's your creative activity. I'm trying to think of a creative thing that doesn't start with the letter C. Ski, is that creative? Okay. So 45 minutes of that creative activity significantly reduces stress in the participants and the repetitive actions. So if you, like me, are a card maker, the taping, the gluing, the folding, the scoring, those repetitive actions are actually what's really reducing that cortisol level for you. So knitting and painting, all of those things can kind of create that Zen meditative state that we sometimes really yearn for, right? And doing that can lower our anxiety and promote that relaxation. So that's number one. Crafting and creating, making cards in my world, helps you reduce stress and promote relaxation. All right. Now, what about number two? People ask me all the time, and I mean very regularly, am I always this happy? In fact, I remember one of my HR managers early in my career, Brian Henry, incredible man, love him. Brian said to me, are you always this happy for real? Like, are you always smiling? And I'm a naturally positive person. And when I want to tell you number two of evidence-backed reasons why crafting and card making or creativity is good for you is it boosts your mood and your mental resilience. Now, think about this resilience, your mental resilience. It is hard to build resilience. So imagine that just an evening at home doing your creative endeavor can help you with your mental resilience. So let me give you a little bit of the information. We talked a minute ago about cortisol, that's the stress hormone. Well, dopamine is its shadow side, if you will, the bright side. One is yin and yang. It's the feel-good neurotransmitter. That's what dopamine is. It enhances your mood, which enhances your motivation. So sometimes when I'm feeling, I don't want to undo the dishwasher, you just have to kind of get into it and get going. And within a second or two, your motivation shows up after you've started doing it. So the Journal of Positive Psychology, that's a great publication of the UK, but it's recognized globally. So it found that engaging in creative pursuits leads to an increased positive emotions and psychological resistance. Now, here's what's really cool. These effects are long lasting. So crafting encourages that mindfulness and a sense of accomplishment, and the moments of joy that happen in that counterbalance negative emotions. So if you've had a rough day and you get home and you actually feel like going to your craft space or sitting in your craft area and just even looking around at your craft stuff, you have started unlocking that dopamine so that you can get over those negative feelings that you had. So reason number 2 for creating and crafting and carving out time as part of your mental well-being is that it boosts your mood and it boosts your mental resilience. So number 3, and this one is so big, I can't even tell you how Netflix put that feature out called The Blue Zone, people living in blue zones and how they have, like many centurions, people living to 100, which is a goal of mine now. So an important piece of why crafting or creating is important is that it improves cognitive function and reduces the risk of cognitive decline. Cognitive decline, easily thought of as Alzheimer's, dementia, those sorts of things that you can understand. That cognitive decline, I have said, how cruel must it feel to lose that part of you, that mind, and still be functional? I want to make sure I have great cognitive ability for all of my days. So crafting, of course, you're using all kinds of hand-eye coordination, of imaginative thinking. So crafting enhances brain function by stimulating problem solving, focus, and hand-eye coordination. So in the studies from the Journal of Neuropsychiatry and Clinical Neurosciences, I told you, I'm a bit of a geek, I'm kind of nerdy here when it comes to these things, suggests that activities like knitting, card making, they decrease that mild cognitive impairment by keeping the mind actively engaged. So it's like mental exercise, and it's strengthening those neural pathways to be able to foster that sense of purpose. If you have purpose, then you've got breath in your body and purpose in your step, I'm always saying. Those are really critical for long-term mental health. All right, friends. So we're kicking off the new year. I'm telling you all sorts of things that I'm doing for the new year. What I really want you to hear is that I'm so proud of what I was able to accomplish in the face of a layoff that I didn't see coming, in the face of big transitions in life, to be able to say, no, I'm going to do something that's going to be in this creator economy, and I'm going to find a place that I can stand out. So this year, what I hope you will see is that, yes, I make cards. I'm a paper crafter and I love it. And I'm hoping to inspire lots and lots of people to do really great things with incredible tools in my craft. But as a 28-year vet, as a professional saleswoman who has traveled the globe, been awarded and blessed with incredible opportunities throughout, I'm telling you, relationships and building community are my superpower. So I want to bring you tips and tricks all the way through our conversations so that you know how you can implement those ideas in your life. And importantly, underpinning those all from anybody that's experienced the loss of somebody they've loved, a loss of their own health, and tried to recover from that. Those are incredible things that happen to us that allow us to see with clarity the high importance of vitality. So in all that I'm doing, that's to say, I'm bringing all those together, and Creating Sherry stands to be a year where we together on this journey are going to have an amazing adventure. Does that sound good to you guys? Go ahead, say it in the chat. You love it, you question it, you think it's fine, anything like that. I would love that. And I love it. Think about reach out. Yeah, Claude, that one is great. Actually, maybe Fred, if you have a second, can you Google the book about regrets? I feel like it wasn't Simon Sinek, but anyways, I'd love to see who it is. Anyways, we'll see if we can figure that out. If not, I'll put it in the show notes afterwards. So this is a list of the things that I think are important to understand that should give us reason to not have to find a sliver of time to do our crafting, but actually carve out and purposely schedule our time so that we can be reaching for that vitality together. It's an important thing. Crafting is important. Next week, I'm going to bring you similar research, though I won't talk quite this much about it, but similar research next week about why the creator economy is really good for our economy. Why supporting folks like me or people that you might enjoy at craft fairs or farmers market. Our daughter Ashley went to an incredible market in Alberta. She took a number of my cards and tags along with all of her beautiful home decor and crystals, incredible stuff. Supporting people in those ways are actually an economic boom and should be part of our financial considerations in how we shop and where we shop. So that's next week. Okay, friends. Woo! I really wish I brought a glass of water up here with me. Daniel Pink, The Power of Regret. Yes! Thank you. Claude, you're amazing. Daniel Pink, I was introduced to, actually, he and I spoke on the same stage at a conference once, and he had just written his book about sales, which now has a master class. And I think it might have been, Sales Was Everybody's Job. Something like that was his first book. That's 7 books ago. Let me tell you, not only is Daniel a rather handsome, but also really incredible guy. He's fun to talk to. He stayed and signed for my client. I think it was something like 1,000 copies of his book. I can see my husband going down the hall to get me a glass of water. Thank you. Daniel Pink, an amazing guy. He has gone on to incredible things, and he has a master class that's really enjoyable. But this interview that I heard, I listened to because it was Daniel Pink, not because regret was something that was pulling me in. And I got to say, I am really pleased that I got to hear that. And yes, Claude, like you, I said, think about reach out. That's a really important factor. Okay, friends, I'm going to put my other camera on so I can show you some overhead action here. Let's take Fred off because he's downstairs getting me a glass of water. Could be that I called him handsome. Yes. Okay. So this guy right here is the very beginning. How can I do this? Let me see. Going here and then going there. Oh, friends. Talk amongst yourselves for a second while I drink this down. Oh, that feels so good. Thank you, Fred. I really like that my candle is going. It's a very nice thing. Okay, so this guy right here is a new piece that I am doing. So on my website, let me go back here. I got to go to another screen. So on my website, creatingsherry.com, there is now going to be a new page for free digital downloads. Let me come back to, wait, no, I got to take that off. Learning how to do it all, friends. Learn how to do it all. Okay, so where did I put that? Here we go. So on my website, which is Creating Sherry, /digital-downloads, I'm working on getting all this stuff ready. So this is where you're going to be able to go and find these, because what I'm creating are things that you can have for yourself. So like I said, Luigi's favorite dog treats, that recipe is going to be there. By the way, Sydney and I were thinking about other times of the year we could do dog treats, and I'm thinking Valentine's Day is going to be just fine. It's not too soon. Okay, so digital downloads, that's where you're going to be able to find that. The digital downloads, I'm going to show you how we're going to use them, and we'll get crafting and I'll show you what I'm making tonight. So what I've done is a collection of favorite sayings that I really enjoy. I picked sort of thematically inspiration. Now there's a couple different formats. So here it says in frames. What that means is that each one of these, you can see how a square is around them, rectangle is around them. So in this instance, when you download this, you can use that as a guide to cut on the line, to use a die cut around the space so you see the frame, or use a die or just a paper cutter to cut inside to get your sentiment, which we're going to show you how to put into a card here. So let me Let me show you a couple of these that I've collected. This one I actually got from my Uncle Don's church. It was in the library. I think it was on a poster. It says, "Throw your kindness around like confetti." Can you imagine the fun cards that you can make for birthdays with balloons or anything along those lines? Throw your kindness around like confetti. Isn't that just a great life idea? This one I love. Good friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they're always there. In a moment, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do sort of a star theme tonight. So we've got stars on the go. I'm going to do some cutout with stars. Okay, another one here. Now this is by Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. She says, "It's often the small steps, not the giant leaps, that bring about lasting change." So think about that as an inspirational piece to put into a young person's card that you're sending out them, because what you thought about them and you're reaching out to them. Shine on, you crazy diamond. I love that one. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen. That's Coco Chanel. Then I created some that were larger. So these would be something that you could do more inside the card as a full size. These ones, I imagine that you will end up using on the inside front cover of a card. I'll show you what I mean when I get there. So these ones, "Your attention, please. I love you and you are beautiful." I think I saw this on a tea towel when Sydney and I were in San Diego. That one I just loved. "Each flower must grow through dirt to reach the light." Again, you can see I'm wanting to be inspirational and help people sort of just pause for a second. Zig Ziglar, one of my mentors and favorite people that I learned all of my sales stuff from, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. That one just resonated with me because of my recent achieving of new goals and my setting of more goals. Then what you can see is, then I've gone frameless, and these are all on the digital download. You'll be able to see them when you get them as well. The frameless ones, again, start to make it easy for you to choose if you want to do a different shape around your pieces. I've left blank space so you have more room to maneuver and cut things out. So they're the same 12 that I've done for this digital download. So you can see lots of room to be able to do this. These ones with circles, let me show you with my circle die cuts. So here's that Shine On You Crazy Diamond. So I chose sizes that, and most people that make cards have dies that are, what do you call them when they all nest inside of each other? Like a bunch of different sizes. So I've chosen these at a nice size that would fit inside a card, but you can see just as easily, if you don't like that frame and don't want it, you can come on the inside of it and still have a really cool little circle there. So to inspire you, I put some circle around this ones. Attitude is the little thing that makes a big difference. If you see a favorite one, I'd love to know. International Dog Day. Ashley, that's a good idea. So some circles on this one. Still going, it's still the same 12 that we have here, but again, I've created some more space around it so that you can do some die cuts in the way that you like to, or just do some stenciling around, any of those sorts of things. So this is what the first ever Creating Sherry digital download is going to look like. The first sheet is the instructions, telling you how to use it with the frames or the extra space, also reminding you of this date so you can come back and watch this YouTube video and the highlights reel to see how we actually make the cards from each of these. And I'm hoping that this becomes sort of a constant habit this year, where I'm creating these digital downloads that you can go and get for your own card making. And I'm also hoping to sort of release sort of different ones seasonally. So my plans and ideas are to have ones that would be suitable for anybody's birthday, anybody's anniversary, all of those kind of monumental things. But my favorite, I think, non-occasion for giving a card now is when you think about somebody, reaching out to them and just building that sense of community. I know many of my friends and family are American, so we watched the election there very closely. Today, Justin Trudeau, our prime minister, made a big announcement, and we're going to go into a whole new political climate, I believe, as well. And I think that when things like that are happening in our economy and we have questions and doubts, it's even more important to build community around us and to be in a space of saying, I want to just say nice things to nice people because it helps me. I want to help people understand and remember that there is dirt in life, but we've got to reach that light. Those are the types of things that I want to stand for. So that download is going to be on my website. I hope I made it right. It's a page that I will put live tomorrow, so you can just go there and download these whenever you want, share them with your friends. And then, of course, if you make anything with these, I would love to see it on social media because that is just going to be such an enriching kind of experience. Well, that said, friends, 45 minutes of kicking off the new year. Throw your kindness around like confetti could be the cutest sparkle card. Oh my gosh, Ashley, I'm totally making that and sending it to you. Okay, friends, reaching for this water, and then we're going to quick make a card, and I'm going to send you back off to your days. Hey, Ashley, is that the Grand Canyon in your profile picture? I think it is. Very beautiful. Everybody see that? My baby girl is global. Okay, let's make a card. So I wanted to play with the star. So let me go to, maybe I'll do the circles. I think that's going to be a great idea. So when you get to download and you print it, which by the way, if you have a toner printer, which most of us do now, a laser toner, you can use the systems that Gina Kay has with the to make these foiled. So that's something I will do in another class for you another time. But I'm going to go and start with these ones. So what I'm going to do is cut this out in a circle. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen. That's a Coco Chanel. Oh, I thought Fred was telling me I was doing something very wrong, but it was Luigi he was talking to, friends, not me. Okay, so I'm going to cut this one out. Now, I've just printed this on paper. It's not on cardstock, but there's lots of things that you can do with paper and the cardstock to make these absolutely wonderful. So, and because I cut that one out and it just felt strange, I'm going to go ahead and cut the other ones out so that I have 4 of these. And we'll design as we go, friends. We're going to design as we go. Okay, so I'm going to do, I do like shine on yet crazy diamond. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen. So let's do that without, I'm going to do it with the smaller die. Let me just whip this through quickly on my die cutting machine here. This one is by Sizzix. All right. And so I use the smaller one for this. It's going to come out. And you'll see. So using the smaller one allowed me to cut out the frame. So you see that I'm no longer using the frame that was on there. If you want to go bigger, you can keep that frame in. Some people love outlines on things. All right, we're going to use some of this star paper. I'm not sure how yet. I'm making this up as we go along tonight, friends. I'm going to use a yellow card that matches that. And I think I want to go with, I'm loving how this blue sort of really rises up and meets that yellow. That green is very bright, but I'm feeling like it's lots. Mom, are you still on? Did we say hi to my mom tonight? I did see her say hello. So if you haven't already said hello to my mom in the chat, because I don't think I mentioned that when she got here, her name is Gloria. She goes by Glow or Mrs. Griffin, and she is my biggest fan. I'm so very grateful. She made me shine like a diamond. Okay, so this is going to be our card base. We decided to go with the yellow. So using my score buddy, I'm just going to score this here a couple times and then fold my card over for a side folding card. This is going to be in yellow. All right. Oh, hi, Mom. I'm so glad that you're still here. Wonderful. All right. If you were on my last live stream of the year last year, you will see Paulo and Fred were downstairs packaging up our beautiful dog treats, and a huge poinsettia my mom had just arrived. Okay, so this is going to be the front of our card, inside cover, back cover, and back of the card. What I am thinking is that I will create something with, do we like the, let's vote, guys. Let's help me out design this wise. So what I'm going to do is take the larger circle and either cut the blue cardstock and mount it in here, or the green cardstock and mount it in here. I feel like they both match. They both can work. What are you guys thinking? I see Ashley says blue. Any more votes for blue? Yeah, Laura, you're on the blue train as well too. I'll take 2 votes as a majority. Oh, look, and Steph and my mom are there as well. Blue it is, my friends. Okay, so I'm going to take this blue. Just give that a bit of a cut. And I'm going to go with the larger circle and run that through the die cut as well. You'll see this is going to come together super quick. And it better because I spent all that other time talking. But I hope you found it interesting. You know, I want people to understand why I'm doing this and where I'm coming from. It is not a normal and easy thing to just leave your corporate role and say, And now I'm going to make videos on YouTube and have everybody just say, cool. Most people have questions. So I wanted to answer a lot of questions and tell you why and my purpose. Okay, so I've cut out my blue here and I'm going to mount that like that. But I just want to show you something quick. Now, I didn't do a particularly good job. I was just chopping this aside. But let's pretend that that is squared off. Something else you can do is actually put it over top of your sentiment as well. So that's another way of using these. I think a star would be a really neat cutout on a piece of cardstock that goes over top of it. That'd be another one we can try. All right, so here we go. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen. Now, I've got this on the inside of the card here. I'm wondering a couple things, and as I'm designing, I'm kind of coming up with it. I don't know that these are what I want on the front of a card. It could be, but I think what I want is for this to be something on the inside cover of the card, and then I'll put a piece of white cardstock here to write my message to the person. And then I would use, let's just trim this up so I can show you. I really shouldn't have cut that blue quite so much like that, do I? Ooh, ha, let me show you. Ha, I've got an idea, friends. I've got an idea. Am I doing it seamlessly? Oh my. I hope you're right, Ashley. I'm not sure it is, but okay, I'm gonna square that up a little bit and come down in length to this as, I'm gonna try 5 1/4 to start. I might need to go down to 5. Okay, is that gonna, yeah, that frames up pretty nice, but I'm gonna go down 1 more 1/4 inch. This We Are Memories Keeper, their brand is so amazing. I love everything I have from them. But this one has such beautiful, clear demarcations for cutting precisely, which when you're cutting, precision is a nice thing to have. Okay, so I'm going to have a yellow and blue front. Now let's take this and measure out. Anybody remember the measurements that I just did? Okay, so I think I did 5. So I'm going to go 5 minus 1/4. And I think I did 3 3/4. So I can go down. Wait, I wanted this bigger. Didn't I? Hang on, stand by. Let's check. Yes, I did. Can I offset these? Shall I do it in the front? See how big this blue is. You know what? We're just being creative. So all that dopamine is coming and I feel fine about my decision to do this a little bit different than I was going to. So here we go. All right. So we got some stars. We got some yellow going on. It's going to be like this and like this. Okay, that's going to be fun. Now, do I want to go back to my inside idea? I think I do, because I'm not sure. You know what? That actually looks pretty neat. We're doing it, friends. Okay, so first step, double-sided paper always grabs my heart because I like both sides and I feel sad about putting the tape on one side. But okay, all right, here we go. Here we go. Double-sided tape onto the stars, onto the blue. Also, I would love your feedback in our last few minutes here about my mat. So see this light that's coming in here? That is one of the lights shining in my face that I need to be all kind of great and show up well here. But the graph paper sometimes makes the camera that's above me want to focus lots and it moves a lot. So I'm looking for feedback on, do we like me working on top of the mat? And we'll try and tilt the light differently next week. But it is a different surface, so fun to work on and easy to clean up as well. Okay. Okay, so now we have our yellow card and our, where do we have it? I need a piece of white cardstock that I'm going to put on the inside. Now, my rule of thumb when I'm using colored cardstock as the base instead of white or cardstock is to put a white card in that I write on inside here. I think yellow is light enough that pretty much any pen color can be used on the yellow, but I still feel like that white card inside gives it a sharp look. So I'm just going to cut this down to make it an inside piece. So I need that to be 5 1/4 by 4. All right. And get that tape out again. Did anybody else feel, I don't know if you've got all of your Christmas decorations put away, but like it was a really nice cleaning feeling to get everything sort of sorted out from behind me. It's a bit blank now. I will work on that. But I felt very cathartic today going through with my Swiffer and making everything just tidy and clean again. Okay, so this is going to be the inside card. Okay, so we've got our stars on our blue, on our yellow. We have our inside card. Now, we're going to put together our sentiment from the digital download onto the blue. And the nice thing about the cutter that I use, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little edge framed around the outside. So it's just extra pretty and extra nice looking. A finishing touch, if you will. Okay, that's going there. Now, a couple of things that you can do when you do these. So there's the idea. I think we're going to go with that, and I'm going to raise that up with foam tape. Or you could come down a couple of circle sizes if you like, and just put this inside here. I think that's awesome. Help people really feel great. And then you can do something nice on the outside that you'd enjoy. Could be some other stars, could be a message like happy birthday, anything like that. We're going to go ahead and put this one on the outside front for fun tonight. So let me get some double-sided foam tape and lift that up for dimension, because if you know me, I love a little loft, and making this sort of stand up and feel very personal when the individual that you are sending it to or giving it to gets it. All right. Couple of pieces there. Over the Christmas season, I went for a very luxurious pedicure and manicure at Langdon Hall, and it was so lovely. And one of their things is they give you the nail polish to go home with. So I did my nails last night, and this is the nail polish I got from them. Okay, looking for my center mark. Going like that. Here we are, friends. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen. Now I can write my note to somebody that I've just thought about and send that off to them with love. If you want to embellish further, you could do some stenciling on the outside here. Like I said, the toner will work in foil machine, so you could foil this. You can add bling to make this something wonderful. But really and truly, the sky is the limit with all sorts of ideas. And the nice thing about the digital download, once you have it, you can print as many as you like. And the file is such that you can change if you wanted to just print one of the pages. You don't have to print them all as well, too. So, friends, let me go back to here, back to there, come back to here. All right, I'm back. There we go. Here's our card for tonight. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen. Coco Chanel. Well, my friends, I truly believe a lot of wonderful is going to happen. Not just what I spoke about for my plans for the year and for my channel and the growth of my creator economy business here, but I think for each and every one of you, I appreciate that you've taken the time to come and spend with me this evening, and my mom and my husband. Let's say hi to Fred again. I'll put him back on stage because he loves that part. And remove that guy. Fred, look up and say hello. There he is. Hi, Fred. Peace out, he says. Friends, I value each and every one of you. A couple of things to remember. So come back on Mondays at 7 o'clock. I am scheduled throughout the year to be able to do these, and I would love for you to share that with your friends. My friend Rhonda did a beautiful Instagram post sharing it out with her group that just touched my heart. So if you have the appetite to do any of that type of sharing, please let people know that if they're crafty, they'd probably like to come here. But also, I think a growing group of people who will be interested in this is creative people in general who know that being creative allows them to access wellness that might not otherwise be available to them. And of course, you'll see as I grow throughout the year how building community and relationships really comes into all of this. So, friends, thanks for joining me tonight. Went with the yellow theme. Really appreciate coming out into the new year strong and being here with you. I can't wait to come back next week. And of course, Thursday, every week, look for my video upload. This Thursday's, I believe it's Winter Birds on birthday cards. So come see that. And I look forward, friends, to being creative and crafty with you again very, very soon. Thanks for joining me tonight. I love you all.